Good morning, my friends. How are you this morning? Hey there. Oh, I need to turn on my comments. I've got a couple of things I haven't done yet. Whoops. Okay. And, sorry, I didn't get started in time. There we go. And let's do move that over. And my comments, let's see who's here this morning. As my little circle twirls. There we go. Okay, no one's shown up yet. Great. Good morning, my friends. All right. So I have a question for you. And if you're watching this later, just type in replay so I can see. But my question for you is, do you avoid those large floral background stamps because of all the coloring it would involve? Hey, good morning, Dorothy. So I just asked the question, Dorothy. Do you avoid the large background floral stamps because of all the coloring it would involve? Well, today I am going to show you how to quickly, in less than 5 minutes, color an entire floral background stamp with watercolor. All right, so that's my trick for today. All right. For those of you who don't know me, if you're watching this later on the replay, my name's Kristina Reese, and I go live every morning, 9 a.m. on my Facebook page, Creating with Kristina. And I am in the middle of a series of card a day in the month of May. I'm also featuring stamp sets that are retiring. That way, if there's a stamp set that you think you'd like to get, you'll know about it before it's too late. Hey, good morning, Kim. Okay, with that, one more thing. I'm also using my sketchbook today. So I did an ebook, a collection of sketches, put it together. I sell it for $4.95 on my blog, and that just helps defer the cost of all this technology that I use. All right. You have a big butterfly that you never use because of that. Well, I'm going to show you a trick today, Dorothy, that will encourage you to use that butterfly stamp. All right, here we go. Let me switch to my down view here. Okay, so this is my sketchbook, and we're going to be doing sketch number 14. Here it is. So sketch number 14 shows either designer paper, cardstock, something that's been pushed over to the side of a regular card base, and then some kind of design and a sentiment, or whatever. Card sketches are just kind of jumping off spots, and you can see what I created last time. I did a watercolor with a butterfly and then just put some ribbon behind the sentiment and stuck it on there. All right, so that's the sketch we're using today. Let me move that over. And the stamp set we're using today, Breathtaking Bouquet. Isn't that gorgeous? But that's a lot of coloring. If you wanted to sit there and just color all afternoon, it would be very beautiful. But I'm going to show you a way you can color this entire stamp set in less than 5 minutes. All right. The trick to that is heat embossing. All right, so I have my stamp here on the Stamparatus, and you definitely want a stamp positioning tool for this stamp. When you have a large stamp like this, you may or may not get the whole thing covered or stuck, and so you'll want to make sure you do it a few times. I'm using Versamark ink, which is just a clear sticky ink that will allow the embossing powder to stick. And I know when I tap it makes my camera move, but it's one of the best ways to get the ink on there. All right, I think I've got good ink on there. Now, I just cover it and just smush it on there real good. All right, that should be doing good. All right, and I'm looking on the thing to make sure. Oh, it looks like the rose area didn't get enough there. It also looks like I've got a little pink in my stamp here. Whoops. Oh well. Yeah, so you definitely want a stamp positioning tool for this. All right, let me make sure I get that good and stamped. And, okay. Yeah, looks like I did. All right, so now when you pull tape, you want to pull away from the paper so you don't tear it. You can see where I tore it last time. All right, And we'll just move that off of there. Okay, and get out our embossing. Now I'm using copper. This embossing powder is retiring, the copper color, and I thought that would be pretty, kind of a brown color, and I just liberally just throw it on there. Okay, and then I put it back in the bottle and do it again to the other side. Oops, it's got a dip in the middle. Go. Okay. That was my husband. He is heading off to Lowe's. It's so nice being home. I know it's not nice for people who don't have a job. My husband happens to be able to work from home, so do I. And I am sorry for those who don't have their job or have to go to work too. That's no fun. But anyways, we're just in some difficult times right now. And this will be a very pretty card to give to somebody who is in very difficult times. All right. All right, I've got the embossing powder on there. Now, this is going to be loud, so be wary, the heat tool. So let me do this real quick. And I need to stay away from this grid mat. It will warp with the heat, so make sure I do that. And you know that it's ready when you start to see the shine. This is a copper. And when you start to see that shine, you know you're ready. Okay. Now, this heat embossing is what the trick is. What it will do is cause raised edges for the water to stay in place. And so you can color very quickly with watercolor and not worry about the colors moving into the wrong areas. All right. It looks like it's finally starting to melt. Boy, that was taking a while. Here we go. I gotta turn the card around. My fingers are getting hot. And of course, you don't want to stay in one area too long. You may burn the paper, so be careful of that. And sometimes it's hard to see if it's shining or not. You kind of have to tilt it. All right, let me double check. No, those leaves are not shiny, and these leaves are not shiny. All right, one more look in the light. No? Oh my goodness, there's lots of spots where it's not shiny. It's hard to get it all. All right, let me one more time there. Yay. Okay, we finally got it. Woo! That took a while. I apologize. I know that's no fun listening to that. All right, here we go. So we have our large floral pattern, and that's just real pretty the way it is. You will need a heat-resistant, water-resistant board. And I just use my old clipboard here. This is what my art teacher used, and it always worked for her, so it works for me. You need some low-tack tape, and you absolutely need to do this because watercolor paper absorbs the water and it will warp. And this tape will hold it, will keep it stretched out, okay? It'll get a little warped while you're coloring, but as it dries, it will flatten back out as long as it's taped down like this, okay? And get that good and taped. So if you're not into watercoloring, that is something that the first thing they teach you is to tape your watercolor down to a hard surface. And like I said, I just use an old cheap clipboard and works good. You can go to the art store and get an official watercolor board, but this is just as good. A lot less expensive. All right, here we go. we're going to paint. Now, I have my aqua painter, and I do have a cup of water because I'm going to be changing colors, and I have some paper towel here. All right, so got all that. Move you out of the way. We're going to start off with some Calypso Coral, and the way you get the watercolor or the color of the ink is you squish your pad, and it'll put a spot of color there. All right, and I need to put this where everyone can see it. There we go. Okay, and so we're going to be coloring this big rose right here, and I'm just lightly dabbing it with water. I'm going to pick up some of this water here and pick up some coral. All right, and we just, real quick, y'all going to time me? We're going to do this less than 5 minutes. Okay, that one's done. Okay, rinse that out. Close that up. My next color I'm going to use is pink. Woo, come here, pink. And we just squish our pad. Yep, open it up. Same thing. Pick up some water. Oh, I forgot to water the card first. That's all right. Here we go. We're going to water the card. Okay, and then pick up some pink. There we go. All right, and that's for that card. That's enough. Or that flower. My next color is, oh, I should have started with yellow. Oh, yeah, I always forget this. You want to start with the lightest color. That way you don't accidentally contaminate the inks. But that's okay. We're good. We're good. Just make sure I've got all the red off my pen here. And it looks like we're good. Okay, so we're going to be coloring these large peonies here yellow. Okay. All right, how many minutes am I at? Someone watching? Okay, there we go. That's all done. My next color is kind of an orange. Oops, forgot to get the ink on the inside. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, I hardly got any ink there. Yikes, hold on, one more time. Oh, I'm losing time. No, it's supposed to be less than 5 minutes. Hey, good morning, Colleen. I'm trying to beat the clock here with my watercoloring. All right, so I have these little guys here I'm going to be painting, and these over here, this little one, and this one. All right, I hardly got any color. All right, oh, there we go. Just stick the pen in the pad. That'll work. Oh, that looks the same color as the yellow. Let's get some more orange on there. All right, well, I've decided, there we go. That's more orange. There we go. And, okay. All right, now that we've got all the flowers colored, it's time to come in and get the leaves. Now, there are a lot of leaves there. And I'm using Pear Pizzazz. All right. Oops, we didn't get any. All right. You have to really squish it. I don't have good upper arm strength. We also sell ink refillers, which would work also. Now, I was using orange, so green and orange is okay. All right, now, you just very quickly go in each leaf. And you hardly you're just dabbing. You're hardly even coloring. Okay, that was really a flower there, but that's okay. No one will be able to tell. That's the fun thing about watercolor. Watercolor isn't real, not like, I don't know how to describe it. It's usually very fuzzy. It's soft. You know, the edges are soft, so you don't see the sharp, clear edges in watercolor. Okay, what is my time, people? Where am I at? Should have set a timer, a stopwatch. All right. And I also don't actually have to go all the way to the edge because I am going to be trimming this down, but just in case you want it, I am trying to make a point here that you can color this thing in less than 5 minutes. So, yep. So I'm not staying in the lines, I'm just dabbing my brush in the center of each leaf. If it's a long leaf, I'm kind of brushing. Whoops, I'm running out of ink here. There we go. And the water is staying in where the heat emboss area is. All right, I'm done. Done. Okay. How much time did that take? It was less than 5 minutes. Love it. So that's it. You heat emboss to create little grooves so your water and your color all kinds of stays where you want it to stay. Now, you can let this sit overnight and it will flatten out, or you can take the heat gun and dry it. But to save on time, I already have one done here, and I trimmed it, and it's at 3 3/4 by 5. My card base, I'm using the Calypso Coral. And I also already did the sentiment. My sentiment is from this stamp set. Now this is not retiring. This is going to be available in the new catalog, and it has some beautiful sayings. Thinking of you, wishing you a day of love and joy, and prayers and heartfelt sympathy with you and your family. I love you and thank you so much. It's got a really cool, like, artistic flair there, and then it's got some beautiful flourishes, swirls. So it's a really pretty set. I really like it. But I love this saying. Isn't that pretty how it comes out with the ink? And I did it in Calypso Coral, wishing you a day of love and joy. Cut it out with the stitched shape, the circle stitch shape, and we're going to put that on there. So now cardstock is thick and heavy. You need a liquid glue. Don't try putting watercolor paper on with tape runner. It will come off. So just a little dab will do ya. All right. And like I said, I am putting that up here, and I'm pushing it to the side like my sketch says. Here's my sketch. Okay. There's my sketch, and so I'm putting it over to the side. Okay. And just give it a time to kind of adhere. Liquid glue is nice because you can it gives you some wiggle room before it sets, before it dries. All right, now that I've got that, I need my sentiment. Here it is. And of course, we need to put our sentiment up on pop dots, on dimensionals. So quickly do that. Okay, so Colleen, she says, I believe it's been 5 minutes now. Did I beat the clock or not? I don't know. I hope I did. That was the whole point. I can go back and look on the replay. All right, and then this just goes right here. And when I colored this bloom, it just is really dark compared to the rest of it. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to cover it up with my sentiment. And there we go. We have our sentiment. Now, that's pretty just the way it is because of the watercolor background. But I think everything needs just a little something. And I could have done ribbon. Ribbon is always cute. But I have these really pretty coral colored sequins here. So I thought we'd put some sequins on there. Now the easiest way to do sequins is to take glue dots. And let me grab these glue dots. This is how, when you buy glue dots, it always comes in a roll like this. And one way you can do it is you pull it back, and this tool is so amazing. It has this putty on the end. Let me pull it up so you can see it. Is it focusing? There it is. See that putty on the end? You just stick it in and pick up a sequin. Of course, sequins have static, so it's hard. Put it on the glue dot. Okay. Then with this side, the piercing side, you can pick it up off of there. All right, and then let's where are we going to put sequins? We'll put one there. Actually, I think the green would have been prettier because of that's so much coral. So the next one we'll make is green. All right, so come here. Ugh. Like I said, there's so much static in here and they all stick together. There we go. Okay. If you have sheets of glue dots like this from Paper Pumpkins, it's a little easy. You can take the glue dot and put it on the page, but most people have glue dots on a roll, so we just stick it on there like that and then just pick it up. Whoa, hello, lid. Oh yeah, the green I think is better. It pops it out. I'm going to do a third one, and we'll do a light green. And like I said, they're all stuck to each other. There we go. Okay. And put that one there. Okay. We could do some more, but I think you guys have the idea. Y'all like that? Isn't that pretty? Aw, thank you so much for watching. Let me make sure I covered everything in my notes. Yes, so when you're watercoloring, you need to make sure you tape your image to a board so it'll stay flat. A hard water and heat resistant surface. Okay. Yep, that's it. Let me switch back to me now. Hey, thank you all so much for joining me again this morning. And for those of you watching the replay, or if you're watching this on YouTube, if you go to or you've missed the beginning, I've been doing this now for 11 days, so if you missed any of the previous ones, you can go over to my YouTube channel, which is Creating with Kristina, and go to the playlist. So there's tabs at the top. There's the regular tab and the home tab, and then there's videos, and then there's playlist. If you click playlist and go to a card a day in the month of May, it'll pop up every one of these videos I've done so far. So all the way up to yesterday. I got myself caught up last night. Oh, you all are wonderful. Thank you so much. And we will see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.